Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Boomer here, bringing you guys another video to watch today. And today, I am going to be bringing you guys another Black Ops 3 competitive Call of Duty tips and tricks video. And today's topic is going to be hardpoint tips, solely hardpoint. Eventually, I will make one for capture the flag, uplink, search and destroy, whatever the game modes may be. We don't exactly know what all of them are going to be yet, but these are going to be my top 5 tips for solely just hardpoint. So we are going to go from tip number 5 to tip number 1. So starting at tip number 5 is going to be keeping your composure. Now this is going to be as a solo player and also as a team. Now what I mean by keeping your composure is if you're playing bad but the rest of your team is playing good, or even if your whole team isn't playing good and you guys are still winning and everyone else is still calling out fine and everyone's being okay and you're just sitting there angry and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate this. This game sucks so much, and you're just not calling out for your team and stuff like that. Don't do that, guys. Keep your composure, because then it'll drag the rest of your teammates down, and it could start in-game arguments where they're yelling at you to stop whining and stop complaining and things like that. There's just a lot that can go on, and keeping your composure can avoid all of that. As a team, what I mean by that is all of you keep your composure. If you guys start into a little argument or you guys are all playing bad, up each other. Tell your other teammate that he's doing fine, just to step his game up a little bit, or just call out more thoroughly. Just try different things, guys. Keeping your composure will help you guys out in the long run. I can promise you that one. Alright, so moving down into number 4 is going to be using lethals and tacticals to your advantage. Now, this might not seem too big to you guys, but lethals and tacticals, more on the tactical side for me, is really useful. I mean, trophy systems are what I use, and they're very helpful. I mean, I always run 2 on my subclasses. I instantly run in the hill, and even right off the break of the game, I'm chucking trophies all over the hill. And it just helps a lot so that people aren't throwing Semtexes, frags, stuns, concussion, anything there may be, smokes on the hill, stuff like that. Like, they just help so much. And then lethal wise, obviously Semtex and frags are going to be about the only thing lethally that you guys will use. The reason for using these is going to be to help your team break hills. You can communicate with them before the game and ask them what will help them the most. Maybe smokes will help, maybe concussions or stunts will help them, double Semtex or double frags. It all depends on what your team discusses. EMPs even. I completely forgot about EMPs. Those help you a lot. Alright, so ending tip number 4 right there. We're going to move into number 3. And number 3 is going to be short and simple and pretty self-explanatory. Mini-map awareness. Now, most of you guys should know what this is, but for people who don't know what this is, pretty much what I'm saying by this is you should be constantly looking up at your radar and your minimap all the time. That is one of the biggest things that newcomers to competitive Call of Duty underestimate, in my opinion. And I can see it in pubs, arena, anything. I can tell that people are not looking at their minimap, because I'll kill someone and run into a building and they will still be looking out a different doorway and not even know that I'm coming right next to them. This could also go along with even just turning your headset up, listening through your headset for people shooting and stuff like that. I mean, that always helps me out. But minimap awareness, I'm looking at my map constantly, guys. I definitely suggest you look at your map. And another thing that helps with looking at your minimap, even if you don't know where someone is, if you know the map well enough and you look up at your minimap, you can call that person out for your team, depending on if the person being shot at obviously on your team doesn't call him out, but you can still help out and call him out, and altogether it can just help you flank that guy or take a route that he's not looking at. There's so many different routes that you can take if you look at your minimap, and it's just kind of smartness, Call of Duty brains, I guess. I don't really know, but minimap awareness, guys, try to work on that. That'll help you in the long run a ton. Ending tip number 3 there. Moving on to number 2 is going to be team play. What I mean by this is things like getting spawns, communicating with your team, who's running what, like what weapon, how many ARs, how many submachine guns, what tacticals, what lethals, things like that. Perks don't really matter too much. What specialist in this game, that's very helpful, even though you'll know pre-game. But I mean, still, letting people know who is running what will help you a lot in the long run. And then the biggest one, in my opinion, with the team play is going to be your communication. Communication comes to play a big factor in any competitive Call of Duty match that you're in. I mean, try playing one game with your team where you don't call out at all, or you barely talk to each other, you barely call out, and all you guys do is complain. Tell me how that game works out for you, and then play another game against the same exact team, same exact map, same exact game mode. Communicate with each other, play the map like you really should be, and don't get frustrated out. Keep your composure. Aha, coming back to tip number 5, it's a trend, guys. Keep your composure, communicate with each other, let each other know who's running what, Getting spawned is another big thing. That is not just an anchor position, guys. I mean, yes, the anchor is the person who is supposed to hold the spawns, but for any slayer out there, even an OBJ slayer, I do it all the time. You have to push through the hill, and you're not going to be in the hill the whole time. You may have to push out of the hill for a few seconds just so you can flip those spawns, but that time that you flip the hill will help you with spawns for the next hill usually, and also will help you with spawn in case you are to die out of the hill that you currently have spawns for, because you're going to be spawning right next to it, so it's not really going to matter that much. But that is one thing that I really stress with my team, is that it's everybody's job to push through and get spawns, and we all understand it and we all do really well with it. We're getting a lot better with pushing through and getting spawns and rotating. It's things like that that help in the long run, guys. Alright, drum roll everybody. Tip number 1. So this is probably the biggest factor in the game of Hardpoint, in my opinion, and in most of my team's opinion, I'm going to assume. This is one thing that we stress a lot, and when we lose games, it's something that loses the game for us most of the time. It's the first thing after a game when we come out of that lobby that we're like, we need to do this. We need to rotate. There you go, guys. Tip number 1 is going to be rotations. It's very self-explanatory, but it is so hard, and I cannot stress enough to learn when and how and where the routes are to rotate. It's just a very stressful thing, guys. You have to push for spawns, and then you have to rotate and get into the hill, and you have to do it all in a matter of time while holding one hill. It's something that it's really hard. It all goes back to, you need to know the spawns in the game. That's something that goes kind of with mini-map awareness, I guess. You need to know spawns, and for you to be able to rotate and push through, you have to win gunfights. It's just the biggest factor in the game of Hardpoint. It comes down to a lot of things, and I can't explain it all right now. But I mean, that is one thing that if you guys learn how to rotate and you guys communicate well as a team during rotations, and you're really good at rotating, I can guarantee about 75 to 80% of the time you will win your Hardpoint matches, depending on if your team is having a good game, if you're winning gunfights, keeping your composure. All of the 5 tips that I've given you guys, as long as you are using these 5 tips, you should win more Hardpoint games. And I hope this video does help you out, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the competitive CoD tips and tricks. I enjoy making them for you guys. They're fun videos to make. I try to bring at least 1 or 2 every week. So how this is going to start working is down in the comments below. I want you guys to start leaving me ideas or what you guys want to see in my next competitive CoD tips and tricks video, and I will try to get it out to you guys as quickly as I can. I really hope that someone comments down there letting me know so that I can make this kind of a trend. And this is one of my biggest series, like I said in the returning competitive CoD tips and tricks video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know if this helped you down below. Smash that like button for me. Share this video with your cat, your dog, your friends, your family. I really do appreciate it, guys. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description below, and I'll see you. Peace.